Have you ever heard of a love so twisted it leads to murder? Or a mother's care so extreme it becomes a prison? This is the unbelievable, true story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a girl who had to escape a lifetime of lies to find her own truth. Imagine a little girl in a pink wheelchair, with a feeding tube and a shaved head, always by her mother Dee Dee's side. To the world, Gypsy was a medical marvel, a brave child battling a long list of severe illnesses, leukemia, muscular dystrophy, epilepsy, and more. Her mother, Dee Dee, was a saint, a devoted single mom who had given up everything to care for her chronically ill daughter. They were the recipients of incredible generosity, brand new house from Habitat for Humanity, free trips to Disney World, backstage passes to meet their favorite stars. Everyone loved them, everyone pitied them. But what if I told you it was all a lie? The truth is, Gypsy Rose wasn't sick. Not with any of the diseases Dee Dee claimed. She could walk perfectly fine. Her hair grew normally. Dee Dee just shaved it to mimic the effects of chemotherapy. She didn't need a feeding tube. She was forced to use it. Every doctor's visit, every new diagnosis, every surgery was orchestrated by her mother. This is a condition known as Munchausen Syndrome by Proxy, a horrifying form of abuse where a caregiver fabricates or induces illness in a person, under their care, for attention and sympathy. For Gypsy, this wasn't just a diagnosis. It was her entire reality. From infancy, Gypsy was a prisoner in her own home, and in her own body. Dee Dee controlled every aspect of her life. She was homeschooled, so she had no friends her own age. Her only interactions were with her mother and the medical professionals who were unknowingly enabling the abuse. Dee Dee would pinch and slap her in private if she ever dared to speak out of turn or act healthy in public. She was told she had the mental capacity of a 7-year-old. Another lie to keep her isolated and dependent. The medications she was forced to take made her teeth rot and fall out, and caused other real health problems, all to maintain the illusion of sickness. But as Gypsy grew into a teenager, cracks began to form in Dee Dee's perfect facade. The internet, a tool Dee Dee used to garner sympathy and donations, became Gypsy's window to the outside world. Behind her mother's back, she created secret social media profiles. It was here, on a Christian dating website, that she met a young man named Nicholas Gadachin. For the first time, Gypsy felt seen. She found someone she could talk to, someone who saw her not as a sick little girl, but as a woman. They began a secret online romance, sharing their fantasies of a life together, a life free from Dee Dee's control. Their online conversations grew more and more desperate. Gypsy felt trapped, with no way out. She was physically healthy, but her mother's psychological grip was absolute. She couldn't just get up and walk away. Dee Dee had all of her legal documents, including her birth certificate, which stated she was years younger than she actually was. To the outside world, she was a disabled minor. Who would believe her over her sainted mother? In her mind, and in the dark world she shared with Nicholas, escape felt impossible. And that's when their fantasy of a life together took a sinister turn. They started talking about the unthinkable, getting rid of Dee Dee for good. In June of 2015, the plan was set into motion. While Dee Dee was asleep, Gypsy let Nicholas into their home. She hid in the bathroom, covering her ears, as the man she believed was her knight in shining armor committed a brutal act. After it was over, they fled. For a few days, they were on the run, posting strange messages on the Facebook page that Gypsy and Dee Dee shared. One chilling post read, "That bitch is dead." Friends and neighbors were horrified. When police were finally sent to the house for a wellness check, they discovered the tragic scene. The nationwide manhunt for the sick, helpless Gypsy Rose and her unknown abductor began. But investigators quickly unraveled the truth. They tracked the Facebook posts to Wisconsin, where they found Gypsy and Nicholas. And to everyone's shock, when Gypsy was found, she was perfectly healthy. She could walk. The truth of Dee Dee's lifelong abuse finally came to light, sending shockwaves across the country. The girl everyone had pitied was not a victim of illness, but a victim of her own mother. The legal proceedings were complex. How does the justice system handle a case like this? Gypsy pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. It was a controversial sentence. Many felt she was a victim who acted under extreme duress. Nicholas Gadachin was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole, with the court finding him to be the primary actor in the crime. While in prison, Gypsy began her true journey of healing and self-discovery. For the first time, she was free from her mother's control. She experienced a life without unnecessary medications and medical procedures. She was able to form her own thoughts, make her own friends, and understand the depth of the abuse she had endured. She spoke out about her experience, hoping to raise awareness about Munchausen by proxy. She got married while incarcerated, finding love again under very different circumstances. In December 2023, after serving 8 years of her sentence, Gypsy Rose Blanchard was released on parole. The world watched as the 32-year-old woman, who had spent most of her life pretending to be a sick child, walked free. She stepped into a world that was both familiar and completely alien. She became an instant media sensation, a symbol of survival, and a figure of immense public fascination. Gypsy's story is a chilling reminder that things are not always as they seem. It's a story about the darkest corners of human psychology, the failures of a system that didn't protect her, and the incredible resilience of the human spirit. It forces us to ask difficult questions about abuse, justice, and what it truly means to be free. Her life was a lie she didn't write, but now, she's finally holding the pen, ready to write her own story, on her own terms. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into incredible true stories. Let me know your thoughts on this case in the comments below. See you next time.